Do you know what to do if the snow does slide? Start praying? McGill grinned. You can do better than that. If it goes at all, it will go under your skis or just behind you. It doesn't go in a rush, so you have time to think about what to do. Not much time, mind you. If it goes underfoot, you might have time to jump higher up the slope, in which case you'll be out of it. If it starts sliding behind you and into you, remember just one thing. You can't ski out of it. I might be able to, but not you. So what do I do? Well, the first thing is to get your wrists out of the loops of the sticks. Throw the sticks away, then snap off the quick-release fastenings on your skis. They're supposed to release automatically in a fall, but don't trust them. When the snow hits you, start swimming upstream, and try to head up to the surface. Hold your breath, and don't get bunged up with snow. When you feel yourself slowing, bring one arm in front of your face, but not too close. That will give you an airspace to breathe, and maybe you can shout so that someone can hear you. He laughed at the expression on Ballard's face and said lightly, Don't worry, it may never happen. Let's go. I'll go first, not too fast, and you follow and do what I do. He launched himself down the slope, and Ballard followed, and had the most exhilarating ride of his life. As McGill had said, turning was not as easy in the soft snow, and his ankles began to ache, but sushing was a joy. The cold wind stung his cheeks and whistled past his ears with a keening sound, but apart from that, the only sound was the hiss of his skis as they bit into the virgin snow. Ahead of him, at the bottom of the slope, he saw McGill execute a stop Christiana and come to a halt. As he drew alongside, he said enthusiastically, That was great. Let's do it again. McGill laughed and pointed. We have a way to go to get back to the chairlift. It's around the spur of the mountain. Maybe we'll have another crack at it this afternoon. At about 3 in the afternoon, they arrived at the top of the chosen slope, and McGill pointed to the 2 sets of tracks. There's been no one here but us chickens. That's what I like about this. It's not as crowded as the piste. He handed an Ertl cord to Ballard. You go first this time. I want to watch your technique on the way down. As he knotted the cord, he studied the slope. The late afternoon winter sun was already sending long shadows creeping across the snow. McGill said, Keep to the center of the slope in the sunlight. Don't go into the shadowed areas. As he spoke, Ballard took off, and McGill followed leisurely, keeping an eye on the less experienced skier and noting any faults for future instruction. All went well, until he noted that Ballard was swinging to the left and towards slightly steeper ground where shadows lay. He increased speed, calling out as he did so, Keep to the right, Ian. Keep to the main slope. Even as he shouted, he saw Ballard apparently trip, a slight hesitation in the smooth downward movement. Then the whole slope started to slide, taking Ballard with it. McGill skidded to a halt, his face pale, and kept his eyes on Ballard, who was now plunging out of control. He saw him throw away his right stick, and then Ballard was hidden in a swirl of powder snow. A rumble filled the air with the noise of soft thunder. Ballard had got rid of his sticks, but found himself in a world of mad instability. He managed to release his right ski, but then found himself upside down and rotating violently. He struck out vigorously with his arms, sternly repressing the rising tide of panic within him, and tried to remember McGill's instructions. Suddenly, he felt an excruciating pain in his left thigh. His foot was being twisted outwards, inexorably, until it felt as though his leg was being unscrewed from the hip. He nearly passed out from the pain, but after a sharp intensification, the pain eased a little. The tumbling motion ceased, and he remembered